Puppy hair, puppy hair. I knew that wasn't going to stand. Good morning. Clean the clips. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. I keep thinking it's Monday. Long weekends always mess me up. I hope everyone had a good Memorial Day weekend and a long weekend and they were able to like relax and spend time with family. Possibly so. Binge watch some TV. I'm always down for binge watching something really good. I I was able to finish my review for a product and I finished the bag and I can show you guys the bag. I love this bag so much. Um, so recently I've been like using like I'll buy some sublimation art on Etsy or sometimes like Facebook groups that do fandom things sometimes sell them. Like I told you guys about Three Bobbin, that's where I got that Stormtrooper. So I've been trying to get HTVs from everywhere so that way I can bring a different element to my bags, really give it a, like a one of a kind feel. And sometimes you can get more detail from something printed than that's on fabric. And I did a review on a um, portable HTV, a portable press and a HTV from the company, as well as HTV tape, which I had no idea even existed. See, the one of the reasons why it deterred me from doing it in the very beginning is because my stuff would shift. Even if I placed it in there and I press it down real fast, like the Teflon paper would just like fly or something would move and scoot. I had no idea that there was tape, and that is a game changer for me. I know for other people they're like, you don't need it, and they're probably absolutely right, but I need things that are like 100% klutz proof because if I can make a mistake on something, I will. Like 100% I will. Um, so I did that. Good morning, Dalva. Good morning, Lynette. Good morning, Jill. Good morning, everybody. So I cut out some with my brother scan and cut no with my Cameo. I cut out some hope symbols from Star Wars because I got some leopard print HTV. Oh my god, I'm excited. Okay, ready? What? And then I was like, oh, I gotta level it up. Yeah, buddy. So I took this really cool cork fabric and made it into like a really nerdy Star Wars. So the inside's pretty cool too. You already know how I feel about the Ojima. I can make this bag in my sleep. It's my favorite bag to make. Right? And if I had more of the leopard, I probably would have did like a false like piping, like having the leopard just on the edge, but I didn't have more of the leopard. So I went for this. So I used it on cork. I haven't tried it with vinyl. I think when I come back from the retreat, I'm gonna try it on vinyl. I'm just afraid because for this, to remove any moisture, I um put the press on for 10 seconds. Then while it's still warm, I put the HTV and then I put the Teflon on it and put it on 10, 15 seconds, let it cool, pill it, and then I seal it again. I just don't feel like vinyl faux leather can withstand that heat. Now, grant you, HTV is 300, but sublimation, okay, HTV is between 300 and 310, but sublimation is always over 400 degrees. And I just feel like I'm going to melt it. But because cork's a natural product, it can handle the heat. I really like the size too. So I really like how this bag came out. It's super cute. And this is back pocket too. So I like how this one came out, and the leopard, it's just like, it's like sassy geeky, and I'm like, I'm here for it. I'm totally living for it. As soon as I seen the leopard, that was my like that was a thought immediately that ran in my head. I was like, let me put a Star Wars symbol with it. Isn't it cute? Like, this is the cutest thing. And then so on, I was like cruising. My favorite thing to do when I'm about to go to bed is I cruise Etsy. You can ask next time you guys have Kindle around here, ask him. He'll tell you. I'm like addicted to Etsy. Like, people will like call and be like, "What gift can I give Shinova?" He's like, "Just give her Etsy gift card." She loves Etsy. Like, I love supporting small businesses. Well, there's this person in North Carolina that makes rhinestone stitch. And I'm like, I might have to get that. I might have to get a couple of them. She has like all these cool little rhinestone collections that you use and you press. And I'm like, I want to do this. I'm going to bedazzle the heck out of some cork in a minute. So yeah, I really love how this turned out. And you guys know, like, any Country Cow bag is my obsession, but the Ojima. So the video tutorial on how I did this, put this on, and then giving you my final thoughts on the products should be out either tomorrow or the latest Thursday. I'm just waiting to hear back from the company to see if there's a coupon code I can give you guys. But I love their HTV. Like, their heat transfer is like really nice. Oh, thank you, Dalva. Yeah. So I do have if I will put a link also to the video. I do have a video of me making this. And if you're on Patreon, you guys have the different video of me making this and how you could turn it into a backpack. That's my favorite bag. I think it's like the perfect size bag. That's why. It could be too that one of the people that I really look up on how she makes her bag so unique, Bedhog, her name is Amy. She and Joe, who's the owner of Country Cow, created this bag pattern together. And I actually, like, the way I think it worked out is Bedhog made this her own pattern, but she doesn't write patterns. So she presented it to Joe, and Joe wrote the pattern and did all the testing and everything for it. And that's why it's called Ojima. It's Joe and Amy's name backwards. And it's just my favorite bag. And I don't know if it's because it is the perfect everyday size, and or that two different artists in our bag designing world work together to create something. Like, I'm always drawn to people that are like working with their significant other, like Crafty Gemini, like Sarah Lawson, Sally Tomato. There's so many people that their spouse or their significant other is very active in the community with them. Like, even Georgia Girl Stitch, you follow her on Instagram, then you will see her husband sewing. And there's like an ongoing joke. Like, when somebody asks about her hands, she'd be like, I'm just doing the voiceover. This is my husband's hands. Like Country Cow, her and Adam, like, it makes me excited to buy their products and make their bags, because I feel like I'm contributing to their dream as a family as a whole. So that is just like something personal. I get really excited when I see couples. I'm like, yeah, because Kendall is super supportive of me. Basically every day, that all the vacation days he's ever has is me traveling to somewhere else or going to a convention. He's very supportive of my business, and he packs all the anybody that buys anything from me. I'm not the one that packages it. It's Kendall. He's really, really supportive. So when I see other couples doing that, it makes me super excited. It doesn't even have to be couples. When I see like a designer and their sisters helping or something like that, it makes me feel awesome, because it shows that their family are supportive of their dreams. I think sometimes that we don't realize that artists, and we are artists, all of us who make a bag, if you can sew a straight line, you're an artist. Okay. Sometimes people are not supportive of our dreams, and they think it's just a hobby or whatever, not realizing the clothes on their back come from someone that sews, a designer that created that pattern and whatnot. We don't take what we do for granted, but others sometimes do. So just be supportive of one another. And it's like, it's just really awesome to see all these things come into light. Jill, it's called the Ojima from Country Cow Designs, and Dalva put the link to it. I know I really like these patches. Cuz well I got the buffalo plaid and it looked really Christmassy. Like there's flannel whatever, which I have ideas. Do you guys know the Christmas fabric from Tula Pink where it's like flannels and there's like puppies and cats? I have this idea of getting some of that fabric and then doing something like a plaid Christmas tree, which with HTV or whatever, just to make it pop out more, or like a frame over the area that I want to highlight. So I'm trying different things a lot. There's a lot because right now what we're seeing in the custom fabric world and is that unfortunately a lot of companies are not doing what they did 3 4 years ago, and they're shutting down or they're selling it to someone else because it's not profitable anymore for them. So I want to think outside the box and how can I keep making my nerdy stuff, and how can I make it one of a kind. And right now HTV, rhinestones, and sublimation is a key. How if I do fairly well at AwesomeCon, which I think I am. I'm gonna manifest the heck out of that. I plan on either getting a sublimation machine or a better printer to print out HTV. And I will do tutorials on it. I know I really like the packs. Yes, they're fantastic designers, and I like Adam's designs are really cool because he has this really masculine leather appeal to him, and every time he comes out with a bag, and I show Kindle, like he like totally geeks out. Like so, the Keed Moth, the olive green leather one, that's Kindle's. It has his name stamped across the handle and everything. That's his bag that he takes back and forth to work because one, it's leather. He loves leather. Two, he was really excited to see a male's perspective in the bag world, and he loves that bag. So, and I'm here for it because I never really thought of it that way because some shapes can look more feminine than masculine and vice versa. And that bag you can make very feminine. You can make it even a fun diaper bag or a kid travel bag, but it does have a lot of masculine undertones, just like the whole shape of it. So that's the bag he takes back and forth, and that's a bag that he likes. And he was really excited when I told him, "Oh, it's the designer that I usually test for sometimes. That's her husband." And he was like, "No way." And so when I put on the video, because they have a video of him sewing it, he was like, "That this is so cool. This is so cool." Adam is a really great designer. So yeah, I'm like super stoked about this and because I my favorite cork color is this color. But the problem is that most people when they buy cork bags from me usually have a tendency of going towards the purples, the blues, and the emerald greens. They don't usually go for the neutral one. So I wanted to try the neutral one because there's no dye and because there is like you could tell the neutral one's different than any of the other ones. It feels like butter. It is like super soft compared to the other ones that have dye in it and like a color fast in it so that the color doesn't bleed. So I had a lot of fun doing this. Now with that being said, I've also did HTV on colored ones and it works out just fine. I'm really afraid to do it on vinyl, but I've done it on waterproof canvas and it works fine. Now, the trick with waterproof canvas is because that plate is like a 10 by 10. And if you're doing this on your press, that's like a 15 by 15 or a 16 by 20 or whatever you have available, waterproof canvas melts fast. So I took time between each step. So when I did it on the waterproof canvas, I you have to take the moisture out of the fabric for the HTV to truly stick. So I did it for 5 minutes and then I immediately put the HTV on it, put the Teflon sheet, and I counted down 15 seconds at 305. From there, I like slid the paper onto the floor. So I have a concrete floor. So it was immediately cooled off. So it didn't like start warping and bubbling. And then I peeled off because it was a cool pill. I peeled it off and then I put the Teflon sheet back on it and let it set for 10 seconds. And then I left it alone on the floor to cool off so it can stay rigid, like stay nice and flat. Because what I did beforehand with the other one is like I did it like I would do with cloth or cork, and it wind up being bumpy because it's plastic. But because the front of it has a woven interfacing, it takes heat more than vinyl would. So I don't know. I'm gonna try some different methods. I was thinking having it having the HTV on the item, tape it down and flip it. So I'm like pressing from the canvas side to see if that works. But I I am so afraid of messing up my press because of plastic. But I'm definitely gonna try it. I plan to try it next week when I have a little bit more time when I'm sewing up my cosplay because I've had people message me, well, can I put sublimation on vinyl? And I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know. But I'm going to try it and find out. And if it's a mess, you're going to see it all over my face. I cannot, like, I have no poker face. So, yeah, that basically what I'm doing today is once I get off here at 11 o'clock, we're going to do the construction and the interior of the Catalina sling over on Patreon. It'll be live and recorded. And then I'm going to do one test bag, and then I'm going to follow up tomorrow with doing another test bag and hopefully filming. And then Thursday, I'm literally just packing and relaxing because when I don't know if anyone else feels like this, but whenever I'm about to take a flight, it feels like I'm about to get on a roller coaster. Whenever I start on a roller coaster, I have doubt like, oh, I want to get out of line. I don't want to do this. No, then I'm excited because I'm like, this is going to be great. I have like these mixed feelings back and forth, which gives me the butterflies. And usually the day before a flight and before I'm attending something where there's other people, I totally get the butterflies. I get the butterflies every time I'm about to start Awesome Con too. It just or any of my conventions, it's part of I don't know why, but I definitely get the butterflies. So Thursday I'm going to probably do absolutely nothing, probably watch other people's tutorials on stuff and while I'm packing and I'm only bringing a carry-on and just hang out with Loki and Roxy and just do like normal stuff throughout the house. I'm excited. But I'm really excited because the flight is so short. It is so short. So I'm like really excited because even when I come back on Sunday, I think my flight leaves off at 5, but I touched ground at 6. It's still going to be sun out. So that is the best thing ever with Florida and with Texas. When I came back home, it was dark and it was cold. So it's not, you're like, okay, great. I come from an area that's nice and warm and it's bright and sunny into darkness and to coldness. So I'm excited about that. I think I'm gonna have. I'm hoping. Sandra really has like all these cool things planned. I'm even more excited that she opened up where we could have free time sewing on Friday, so we could just shoot and talk, like just shoot the stuff and just talk and have fun and like just do what we do best in the sewing world, talk about like all things sewing and all kinds of fabrics. So I'm excited about that. But I seen something yesterday. If you guys know who Tara from Creations, she's featured a lot. She has done a lot of bag of the month bags. She has like the Louis fanny pack bum bag that is amazing. If you don't have that pattern, you're missing out. Her patterns are really really fun. She had a video yesterday, and Tulip Pink and Free Spirit came together. They're going to have this English paper piecing once a month, and it's to make a quilt called the Queen's Diamond, and it's not a small project. It's from like June this month, June next month to May of 2024, and every month you get a subscription box depending on if your local quilt store has it. If not, you can reach out to another one. They have a list on their website of quilt stores that are participating on it, and you get all the supplies that you need for that month's quilt star. I really really want to do that. Like I feel like it would be great because when I'm in my literally when I'm about to go wind down for bed, I'm literally either playing video games on my phone or I'm listening to Audible, and sometimes I do the video game and listen to Audible both, and or I'm like cruising through Etsy. But I would love to do an English paper quilt thing together, and they're going to have a Facebook group, and like they're going to be tips and tricks on how to get certain things better because like Tula herself is like a master of English paper piecing. So I was like, I kind of want to do this, and I really want to do this. So I'm looking into that too because I know a lot of the pre-orders are already sold out. I didn't even know it existed until I was like on Facebook. I was on Facebook, I was on YouTube, and I was going through the people that I subscribe to, and I see Tara. I'm like, dude, I haven't seen a video for her in a minute. So I'm sitting down, I'm sitting down, I'm watching, and I'm like, I want to do this. This seems like something I want to do because I would so love to have a quilt on one of the walls in here. And Queen of Diamonds, come on, you guys already know I love the Queen of Hearts. Yeah. Yeah, travel, even driving like that too. I get like that for Shore Leaf though, Dalva. Shore Leaf is only 30 or 40 minutes away from me. So I usually don't get a hotel because the hotels are usually blocked off. Shore Leaf Con is a con that is like all about Star Trek. It's been around longer than I've been alive. The original people that created this con are still, creating it. And so that is a different convention than any other convention I've ever been to. It's different from a craft fair because it's a family of people who all have the love of anything in space, and they get some big names. They get some big names. They come and people get pictures, and there's ball dances, and the hotel has been there as long as they have been there too. It's very interesting. And so every time I get ready to go, I get nervous because people remember me. That it happens like a couple of times at AwesomeCon, like somebody will be like, "Oh, I got your bag. Look at, I still wear it," and you're like, "Yes," right? But like, it's so many different people because people are coming there for different reasons. Um, with that one, everyone is a repeat person. Like, so it's like people that you've seen from years and years, and I feel like a noob still, even though it's like my fourth or fifth year, because the history of that convention is huge. Like for example, AwesomeCon. The reason why I'm so nervous about this one. This is the 10th season, the 10th year, so it's a 10-year anniversary. There's four doctors or three doctors coming from Doctor Who. We have like the main cast of Lord of the Rings. So we have Elijah Woods and Sam Wise. I always forget his name. And we have Gollum. Then there are four people from Star Trek, four people from Star Wars. Like it's a jam pack, like a lot of people coming into this. Not to mention, like I'm not familiar with all like the animators' names on YouTube, but my daughter is. So she's like, this person's coming, and it is going to be so. There's so many actors that I expect that this facility is going to be so jam packed, which is great for business, but it also makes you super nervous. Because you don't want to like miss out in like talking to people like, oh my god, your costume is awesome. You don't want to be like, okay, this bag is 12.50, and then talking to somebody else about a bag you made. So I one thing I love to do is talk to people because this is how, one, I build friendships. Two, it kind of builds my clientele. Because if someone buys something from me and they're like, wait, my friend, that Rocky Horror bag that right there, they would love it. And they're taking my card, taking a picture, and I'm getting now messages from their friend like, I want this bag. And it it's a huge thing. Socializing is really huge. So I wind up getting really, really nervous when I go to conventions because I don't really talk to a lot of people. I'm an introverted person, and I become more animated when I get there because I realize that people I'm sorry, people really want you to engage with them. And what helps is having my daughters, because my daughters can recognize some outfits that I don't, and vice versa. I can recognize things that they don't. So I'm nervous, and I'm also really nervous about making my cosplay for Wanda because her character is big. So I'm nervous. Yes. Oh my God. So I'm going to do an order with her. I got to get those hemostats. I'm just waiting for one payment. I gave two people a payment plan on my bags, and both payments are going to be um, around on this week. And I'm definitely ordering from Jolie Creations. I'm really excited. I didn't know about you, but when I seen how I found you is when Shannon showed her templates to the Aries and they were glitter. I was like, holy moly, this is so cool. Like, Pretty things always get me. Always get, and apparently color. Hey Cindy. Good morning. Oh, how many bags do I bring to a convention? It all depends. I try to it's easy to say 75, but if you have like 10 big bags, it can like flood over your area. I want it, but just a ballpark 75 to 100. Yeah. So 75 to 100. When I do a smaller convention like Star Trek, like the Star Trek convention, I do more art focal pieces that take me a long time to do applique or reverse applique and stitching, because I could put bags in art shows and I love doing that because then people also could bid on my bag. Um, yeah. So, but when I do craft shows like locally, about 60 to 50 to 60 pieces. And out of those 50 to 60 pieces, 25 will be on the lower end scale of my price range. So it'll be like key fobs, pouches, things like that. But then I also, when I go to craft shows locally, I don't really bring a lot of nerdy stuff. I bring things that I made. If it's nerdy, it's going to be like this with the cork. Because then I could tell people, oh, it's cork fabric, da, 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 and go whatever. Because I notice for me at least, for craft shows and expos and farmers market, people want more natural materials and they are not looking for anything that has plastic in it. So like for literally when I was making this, I had a craft show in mind because we have a small Maryland like convention that comes out that's like a little bit fun. But so I did all cotton on the inside so that way I can say this is a all natural bag. It's made with cotton woven and cork, and that the only thing that is not natural is the stickers, and people will go ham for it. And by the way, if you're looking to say, hey Shinova, when is this coming out? I believe this is going to be part of the pre-order for Olivia. I need this in every color. I love this so hard. Oh my god, I want the Belladonna one so bad. Okay, you're making me. I'm take the monies, and then also you guys pay it. Mojo Sews. Mojo Sews put out a post. I think it's either the second or the fourth. She's gonna have retail for her neon. Do it. Do it. I'm letting you know. I use a lot of edge paint, a lot. And I mean, I use off brands. I use brands that you probably haven't heard, like Weaver. I use a lot of different kind of edge paints. Gardini was one of my favorite, but I'm having a problem with their Shinova doesn't lie. Okay, the base coat. I literally bought this for $23 in December, and it's chunky. It's chunky. It's gross. I've done everything like with distilled water. Like not inside this. You pour the amount you want out and do it because you don't want to contaminate anything in there. And it's chunky. So I'm upset. And I know the base coat and top coat's going to be on sale for Mojo Sews. I haven't tried that yet, but when I see, you could tell if someone has a good base coat because of their edge paint. So if you can get that nice round, pretty edge coat that like kind of bevels out, it's their base coat, because you put more base coat than you do the color, because you have to build it up and make it solid as one. So yeah, I'm really mad because I had a tutorial. I'm done with the wallet itself. I don't know where I put it. I'm done with the wallet itself, but I can't finish the tutorial because I don't have a base coat. Yeah, frustrated. Oh, yeah, I can give it to you. If you're on Facebook, I highly recommend you being a part of Alchemat's group, because that's when she puts down when they're going to have retail or when a new pre-order. And the new pre-order is cool. I cannot wait to show you my bags for that. I really like it. I think the best Brooklyn I've ever made came from this round. And normally I hate my Brooklyns, but this one I got real. I'm like, I want to pop my collar. It is amazing to me. I'm like, yes, this is amazing. Let me get this to your group, because the reason why I'm giving you the Facebook link, because her website will be down until she opens it. When the website opens, I'll announce it during on Captain's Log as well. I know, I really love this Ojima. Oh, and also, remember I told you I got from Sew Yours her 1-inch binding fold over elastic, dude. I want fold over elastic for everything. I was like, I'm gonna order every color. This fold over. I understand why Nancy does it now. It went over it just effortlessly. But I have some other ideas I've seen recently for some binding that I'm going to incorporate. So I'm hoping that after AwesomeCon, I can have a couple of Nova's Notions just off of binding. I found like 4 different things that I think would be awesome for binding. So, but the fold over elastic I like a lot. But yes, I really like this. I really, really like this. And I use, this is Camelot from like 4 years ago. And now I can't find it. You know how you get fabric and you're like, yeah, that's a bad thing. They just don't reprint sometimes. And then people on eBay want you to sell your kidney to get the fabric. I know I also need to pre-order the Pirate Girls, because it comes out, I think, the day before my birthday from Tula Pink. This I got, but I got this in December. Like it was after Christmas. No, I'm sorry. I didn't. I got this in the beginning of spring. Because she doesn't ship during the winter and it's slumpy. And it has nothing to do with her, because she doesn't fill these. So we don't know when they actually fill them. And there is no expiration date on mine. I have an emergency number to call in case I get it in my eye, but that's about it. Yeah, there's no expiration date on these. I'm double checking, triple checking. No, there is a emergency number that is an Italian number in case you get it in your eyes, though. Just so you know. Heads up. I know. I didn't know. So Nancy always does it. Nancy always has beautiful binding. And when I was like carousing through Sew Yours patterns, I seen the 1-inch fold over elastic in so many different colors. I was like, let me get this in baby blue. I have no regrets. I want to get more. No, I don't, unfortunately, because I usually get Gardini. I I use some other methods for different glues, like leather glue and this glue I use a lot for my base coats. Don't ask. It's just it's readily available. And it dries faster than base coats, but I prefer a base coat. This is like plan B if I don't have something. But yes, I use glue sometimes. I have never done Mod Podge. I know some people that do that. My problem is I've had issues with Mod Podge chips or flakes on acrylics or glass. So I only can imagine that could you just peel the edge paint off? And that is a huge issue for me. You put in all that work and someone could just go like this and peel it off. Hard pass. Hard pass. Yeah, you know what? I will. I'm going to. It's an it. The problem is I do need to get a hold of the manufacturer. Didn't go to the website, but I've had what edge paint did I have? Not edge paint. Base. Angelus, and I had an issue, and they did replace it, but the base didn't work out for me. So I do use this a lot, but I usually use this on cork, not vinyl. Um, it is permanent, but it like vinyl's so porous that every time I put a new layer and let it dry, it would keep sucking it down into the cracks. Because it's not a natural material. So generally I try to use the base paint on vinyl, but I can get away with the fabric fused with cork and leather because it doesn't suck it in as much as the vinyl does. Um, yeah, so I need to now get a base because it sucks. I have this beautiful wallet. Hold on. I have one cut out. I thought was right here. I have the beautiful rosy wallet ready to go. It just needs to get edge paint on the ends, and I have no edge paint. So I'm going to order some, and I probably going to order a couple different kinds because I usually just stick to Gardini, but this made me so mad. Not only is it lumpy, like when I first got this, it was like right here, and it's like here, and I was like, there's no way I use that because normally I'm like piping it like I use this like you do with a cake. I'm just like sitting here piping the corners and then I let it dry. Like I let it sit on something like a cup. Kendall hates that. I'll if I have a mason jar, like you'll see like certain pieces just like hovering on top of it. I don't know. I think it's because like it's not laying flat. It's just one part of the cup. Cups work really well. Is sometimes if I was to go live, you'll see on the knob on my 1541S or on the 1341, you'll just see a piece like hovering, like balancing. Yeah, that's me drawing something. If you, it's like a Where's Waldo. If you would do a freeze frame, you will see different things on edge painting, like hovering on something. That's why I'm really excited for. I did do a pre-order for Mojo So's arm hands that help because as soon as I seen it, I knew it was going to work because I used one, not that one. My light in my room for paper piecing has like a magnet and it has like an ultra circle. It has two little plier hands and I use it for English paper piecing, like to hold both sides so I can do like stitches in betweens. And when I seen that she had one that came kind of is like an octopus that has like 8 arms, I was like sold. I already knew it was going to work because I do this with English paper piecing. So I'm kind of excited about that. mm. Well, the folder over elastic that I got was from Sew Yours. I haven't tried anyone else's. That was the first time I tried it. The product was good. I even tried it when I was sewing on the 1341S. I haven't sanded down my table that I got from Recent Relic. I keep forgetting to tell Kindle to do it. I need to put a post-it note so he can do it on Friday or Saturday. But I thought for sure when this part dragged on it that it was going to snag because it's elastic, right? Nope. Nope. I didn't even need double-sided tape. I just wrapped that bad boy all the way around. And when one stitch around with enough clips, it worked. I was like amazed. And she has some really cool prints, like colors, like muted and sparkly or whatever. So I'm here for it. But like I said, I'm going to get some more of that and I'll do a short tutorial on how I use that. But I've seen a few other things that I think we might be able to use that could be even more helpful. And I'm going to order them and go for it. I've been ordering just random stuff that I've seen that I haven't seen before. Like I told you, and Missouri Star and Sally Tomatoes have a bag together. It's a sling. It doesn't have a PDF and it's not on Sally Tomatoes' website. So I automatically ordered it because I was like, wait, what? I okay, you have to understand I like things that are exclusive. That's why one reason why I get books. I also like if there's patterns I've been searching for, I have like a whole page full of patterns that I want that I will bid in eBay wars for or whatever because I like having things that are different. Like I'm one of the people that have the Vogue pattern that's the Birkin bag. I'm one of the people that I have a lot of Cinderella dresses and skirts that you get from like back in the day from JC Penney's and whatever. I have like the original patterns. It's just something I like to do. So when I'm on these other websites, I'm now stumbling across different things that we possibly could use for binding that can make our whole life a whole lot easier. Like I seen binding that was an adhesive that you iron it on. You iron it on. And I was like, wait, what? Hey, let's do this. So I'm going to try these and then hopefully maybe we can find something that'll be better and work for all of us. Yes. Yeah, I got from Leather House, from Buckle Guy, and it got really thick fastly because I you know whose edge paint I like, and it's opposite of what I usually like. I usually like a really thick kind because I think of base coats. I think of edge paint like nail polish. If you have a thicker nail polish and it can get it all the color down in one coat, then that your score. I don't have a streaky nail polish. I don't have to do multiple. But sometimes these thin coats are better because you let them dry in between and they just last longer altogether. Leather Weaver has edge paint that is incredibly thin, and you're like, Shinova, what? But it dries in like 10 minutes. So you put on a layer, you walk away, you come back, 10 minutes later, it's there. And I'm just like, and they also have edge paint that is heat activated. So I do have that machine too. It's a leather tool machine where you can score down lines. You could bevel things, but they have an adjustment where you can I don't want to say cook, but it's basically you put the edge paint on and then you hit this machine underneath and then it seals it in. I only have two colors on this, blue and cream, but whenever I do it, everyone always goes bananas over those colors. That's Leather Weaver. Their edge paint's not cheap, and you kind of need a whole system to work it out, but they have regular edge paint too. And I think of them as a thinner nail polish, but dries incredibly faster. So you're not walking away like, okay, I gotta wait an hour for this edge paint to dry. Um, it works out weirdly, but I did not like their base coat. I Fabric Funhouse, I got the iridescent one and I like that one. But I do know that Mojo Sews had a special edge paint that was black glitter that was for the people at Wizardly Stitchery, and I think they may come out with whatever is left over for a retail sale, and I'm like, I'm trying to get that like nobody's business. Black and glitter just works out. That's cool, that's cool. Yeah, the Buckle Guy. So there's Leather Weaver, the Springfield Designs, there's Tandy Leather. Tandy Leather has their own edge paint too. There's so many places that leather people that have their own version of edge paint, and just like similar to sewing celebrities, there's leather bag celebrities, and some of these leather bag celebrities have their own lines of edge paint too. So just I always say get one bottle of something and experiment with it to see if you like it. Also look into how much it costs and like is will it be worth it? Like I don't know. That's the reason why I liked Mojo Sews because she gave you primary colors and then she gave you a really cute like Venn diagram thing with like what colors mixed to what. And I'm not gonna lie, I made the prettiest brown the other day using her primary colors. So I think just figuring things out and what's works for you. I like the fact in my head having three colors that can make all these colors or four colors that can make all these colors make sense, and then on top of it get like a black and a white. Yeah, I haven't got the fold over from anyone else so far, but I the only reason why I went for So Yours is because I know her templates are good, really good quality, and I like her patterns. Um, I have done the itty bitty bowler bag, I believe, on this channel too. Um, I don't know. I was like, let me try it, and I was really excited for it. And like, I like the fact that I can get. I'm really big on trying to get like multiple themes out of my shipping. So like, if the shop has like the fold over elastic, and then they have fabric or different notions, I'll go for that too. Huh? Wow, Gypsy. I need you to explain more because that's a lot. Why fabric softener? And does it expire afterwards or is it only good for that moment, that day? Yeah, check out Mojo Sews. I'm telling you, she has a neon color that's coming out, and then she has some people showing their the neon colors like on Instagram and on her Facebook group, and I'm just like, holy, those are gorgeous colors, especially if you're doing something bright and whatnot. No, I have not. I have not made anything from Complete Stitches. I have like a huge long list of different designers that I want to make something from. That's why I was doing the Rosie wallet, and I have a couple other smaller projects that I'm going to be doing in June, and they're all from different bag designers that I have not sewn for or sewn a bag from because I want to like spread it out. But I think tomorrow Ora Rosa's launch. Tomorrow's the 31st. So you have not one, but two videos that are going to hit your hit notification way tomorrow. And tomorrow, I believe if it does launch tomorrow, then I'll be able to show you um, the two bag-ish items. And then Bagstock has something that's coming out on the first, and I'll be able to show you that one as well. There's a lot of beautiful things coming out this week and within this next month. Like, it's amazing. Like, these designers are just putting like their heart and soul into stuff. It's pretty cool. I want to know about the fabric softener, Gypsy. I want to know. I'm like, I want to. There's so many questions I have. Oh, I'm excited. That's good. Now, Sandra, you know, when I get there, I'm gonna be like, show me the bags. I won't tell anybody, but I want to see it. I love seeing what people design. Like, it's crazy. My favorite kind of designer can see like a Calvin Klein bag and know that it might be on the higher end to buy. And they're like, I can dissect this bag in my head and create a bag that looks like it. I always think that's super cool. Just like I love when anyone tries to do the Hermes bags or any of the high end, because I'm like, yes, let's get closer. Because I'm afraid to open up my pattern fully. I did it once and I traced the pattern pieces, and now I can't find the traced pattern pieces that I made, and I'm terrified of opening up the Vogue one because that pattern, if I ever need money, all I have to do is go on eBay because people like search for this pattern like crazy. It's not the most expensive. One of the most expensive patterns out there is the dress from Ever After. With Drew Barrymore, I guess Simplicity had a pattern that looked like it, but they only sold a couple copies because they didn't think the movie was going to do well. And Simplicity and Vogue have and McCall all have this thing where they don't really reprint their patterns. It's kind of like Free Spirit. Once they sold out and they go on to the next venture. So this particular pattern, people pay thousands of dollars trying to get it because it looks dead on like Drew Barrymore when she has the butterfly wings and she's like, just breathe. And I'm like, oh yeah, one day I'll find you. I'm gonna find you in a secondhand store. I know I'm gonna find that pattern. Okay, I'll definitely look for it. I'll look out for it. Huh. That's pretty cool. I did not know that, Delva. Oh, thank you, Cindy. Yeah, that is my favorite. If you talk to Samantha and you're like, what is Shanova's favorite bag? She'll be like the Day Tripper. That bag is so underrated. It is so phenomenally cool. Like, it is so cool. And it's a great seller for me because it looks very unique. And anything that has a frame in it, I'm all about. I'm all about frames. I do too. I like like on the other side of me, I have all my vintage ones. I actually have the ones that are I know that are worth $300 or more on the eBay market. I have them in a safe because I'm afraid of them getting wet or get moisture because I live in a very humid climate. Ooh. Yeah, I vintage sewing patterns is like one I will also go on eBay or like there's a group called the patterns. There's an you put patterns in and you can see different people give review of patterns. Some more PDF, some more paper. And it's always interesting because the people on patterns reviews are so interesting because it's not just like, oh, this pattern's amazing. Here's a picture. Like there's questions like, do you think it's like beginner friendly, intermediate, or advanced? Can it hold multiple layers? Do you need a zigzag stitch? Or like it's very detailed, and I'll go in there and just look for different patterns. And my thing is that I've been collecting different patterns for Sarah's dress from the Labyrinth, and so I collected different things from like the Renaissance, like the sleeves or the are like the corset and the underbust thing. Like, so I'm collecting them like freaking puzzles to put together to make this dress, because there's not an exact pattern for Sarah's dress dupe. There are some out there, but when you look at them, you're like, yeah, even with the right fabric, it does not look like Sarah's wedding dress, or I mean, ball gown dress. So I just collect them, and it's just a thing. And then I have a lot of friends that their mother or their grandmother sewed, and because no one else sewed in their family, I'm blessed enough to inherit like older books, patterns, and things like that, and it just makes me happy. Also, if you guys are not aware, Gertie has a sale once a year. It's called the summer sale, and so she has a sale going on with her charmed patterns. She reminds me of Shannon and Alexis and Erica and Maggie 55. You're gonna get you're gonna get a book. You're gonna get a book. And the book's also going to tell you where to get your undergarments to achieve this vintage look, what kind of fabrics or whatever. She has so many cool techniques that I tell people that are just like, I only make bags, to buy her patterns, because you can learn how to do different stuff, like her welt pockets for her pea coats and stuff like that you can put inside of a bag. Um, you're gonna get an education. And I always appreciate people that give a lot of detail in patterns. And I know it sucks because you don't want to print them all out, but it's an education nonetheless. And think Gertie from Charm does that with her patterns. I buy her patterns sometimes without thinking I'm going to making it. I just want to learn a certain technique, like her princess jacket. I have like all the modifications that you could put on it, everything in a hard drive, ready to go. So when I want to make this jacket, I can go. Now, I have made a lot of her dresses. A lot of my strike offs when I do a pinup dress are all Gertie's dresses. She's a phenomenal teacher, and she's very size inclusive. So she has everything from being like Faith -0 to being 5XL, 6XL, and so have it. And then she also teaches you how to do measurements and whatnot to make the pattern pieces adjust to what you need. So she has a sell on her patterns right now. I don't know when it ends though. Yeah, the Danny Joe Tripper is a bee's knees. I definitely will look into that, Dalva. Hmm. I'm gonna look into that, Gypsy. Oh yeah, thank you. Well, Nova's Notions is gonna have a cool one. I'm waiting to hear back from the owner um of the portable press. And you know what was weird? I went in there like, okay, is it like an iron? No, no. I have, since I've got it almost 2 weeks ago, not quite. I have used that sucker for everything, like interfacing, like trying to get out a wrinkle. I got some water resistant canvas and it was folded, and I had the crease, and I was just like popping that on, and it was just like smooth as eggs, like just super smooth. I didn't think I was gonna like it, to be honest with you. I just, because like all this did is make me want to get their press, like their actual press. Um, it's pretty crazy. And like there's a lot of safety techniques, but yeah, this is what I'm all about right now. I want to get the rhinestones. I ordered one on Friday, but it was Memorial Day weekend, so I don't expect them to mail it out anytime soon. But as soon as I get the rhinestones, I'm literally gonna make another bag with the rhinestone one. Because there's so many cool people on Etsy that have different like HTV rhinestones and sublimation stuff. And like if you watch So Many Creations, she did sublimation on cork, and there were a wolf. That's what actually got my gears going. Like, okay, what can I do to make my cork bags a little bit different? What else can I offer people for customization of their bags? So it would be cool. Like, what if someone's like, yeah, I want my name on the top of here? You can do it. I'm just saying. As long as it's not a kid's name. I always get weirded out when I see a kid's name on their backpacks. I'm just like, wow, that creepy van over there that we're all looking at like they're going to take someone now knows your kid's name. So I love doing Nova's Notions. There's two other things too. One thing I'm asking Kindle to do, because for some reason I cannot get it. I bought an electric seam ripper And I bought this like in January, trying to do a tutorial. But if I show you the video, it will be a blooper because like I am literally lost and I'm not doing it right. So I'm trying to see if Kendall will do it because he cuts his own hair and it's in a seam ripper, looks just like the guards and everything that he uses. So I'm trying to see if he'll do it and maybe he'll teach me in the process and doing it right because I've seen it done in videos and I'm just like, holy crap, that is pretty cool. Just like I've got a Kai one. It's like it looks like those old school eyebrow ones when you shave it down, but it's Kai and it's a longer blade. And I just took that was like whoop, and I was like, wait, what? That's amazing. So yeah, dude. So like my kids know Van Danger Stranger Danger is Vans. Like, just no, it was hilarious because Faith said something that she was at Walmart or something, and then they were like talking to guys, her and her friends, and the guy was like, "Oh, I have a van," and Faith was like, "Yep, no, I'm not going in." Like, if you would have had a regular car, not a van. So, thank you. Okay, so yeah, so they have one. I'm trying to see if I have it close. Okay, so hold on. Yes. I have two of these and they're not light. They have some weight to it. It's not like, you know how ours were plastic? Well, I mean, they still have it if you go to like any place that has like hair removal stuff. So yeah, you just slip this in between and you go and just keep going. I was like, I wonder if I could do this with the eyebrow one though. But see, this one has different ridges, so I think this might be play a fact to it. Look at their little symbol, isn't that cute? And it's metal. This is not plastic. It has some weight to it, but yes, I have an electric one that looks just like you're gonna buzz off your hair, and I cannot get that sucker to go. I've tried it with wax canvas, vinyl, cotton, regular canvas, duck cloth, and I'm like, what am I doing wrong, Kendall? And he was like, I'll look at it, I'll look at it. But I have yet to give it to him. I might just hand him the box tonight and be like, work this out. Like, because I can't. And if he does a good thing, then you're gonna get a Nova's Notions through Kindle because my video would be a blooper. Well, I'll add that in at the end because like you can literally see me struggle. I'm trying. There's at one point like Faith walks in and I'm like trying to hold it and I'm looking at his. She's like, please don't shave off your eyebrows, Mom. Please don't shave off your eyebrows. And I'm like, I can't get this to work. I don't know. I know I see quilters use it all the time in quilting videos. And if you ever want to look at cool notions, go start searching different quilters on YouTube. They always have the coolest notions, like the coolest notions. This is how I found out about the adhesive binding. I was like, wait, what? You just iron that bad boy on. I'm like, I'm about to put this on a bag. If this works, this is a total game changer for us because it comes in so many colors. I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be everything. I'm really excited about that actually. So I ordered some, so I'm waiting for it to come in. And yeah, I cannot get this electric spritzer to work for me. And I got it from like Nancy's Notions, I believe. And it's me. It has to be me because I see other people on YouTube doing it. I'm like, I am literally doing something wrong. So I'm going to have Kendall do it. And then if he could teach me, then I'm just going to put him on there and then show you he was able to teach me because I almost shaved off my eyebrows. It was going to happen because I was trying to figure out. I was like looking at it. And Faith is like, please don't. Please don't shave off your eyebrows. Yeah. Oh yes, so I know, but that's what I see people do it in the embroidery groups with the big, and I'm just like, this is really cool though. I can imagine like the thread nest is real. I also want to get a mini vacuum for inside the machine. I'm seeing that Salty Souls has one, and I was like, wait, I've always seen one. I never got one, but I think it would be a cool thing to like suck up stuff inside because like you can't blowing air into a domestic machine that has any kind of computerization can ruin the machine and you can actually cause more thread and build up and the burrs to go into the gears in the back of the machine and then you need to get a service so they can pull it all out. But a vacuum cleaner sucks. So not blows out. So I've been thinking, oh, that's pretty good for even industrials, because you can get into crevices that, unless you take apart the thing, that you have to get into. And I seen Salty Souls has a really cute one. I know they have some on Amazon. I know Connecting Threads and Nancy Notions has one. I believe Lazy Girl Sews has one, but that was something else I was looking into to do a Nova's Notion on, because cleaning and maintenance of our machines is very important. It's all for naught if our machine's not working. Yeah. No, I also there's like a million things. I don't know. There's like these really cool snips that are spring loaded, kind of like the scissors for people that have like carpal tunnel arthritis. Like they're spring loaded, and I wanted to try it. And they have like a cool little hook, so you can also do seam ripping. I'm trying to find things that make seam ripping easier, but so far this little Kai thing does the job. It's heavy-ish compared to like a regular seam ripper. You're just like, wait, this has some serious weight. Yeah, man, cut mini vac for everything. I'm just different cleaners for the mats too. Like I feel like the quilting community has like better education on our stuff. And it's no offense to bag making at all, because this is how we learn and do better. But quilters have videos on how you scrub your mats and how to hilling mats. Like we don't even talk about that in bag making. Like my mat sucks, and like get a new one, stick it in a bath. That's what we normally tell. But like that, like quilters have like special scrubbers and all that stuff for the mat, and we're using the same supplies. So I've been just like cruising down on a quilter's lane and seeing what they have that can make our job easier. They have like different education than us. Like we have they are all about maintenance of your machine. Even like Nancy note, like okay, like and by Annie, even though she makes bags, all her bags are quilted. Like I told you, if you watch any of her videos, the first thing you're going to see her do is take her lotion and rub her hands, and she'll tell you why. Because materials suck out, make our nails dry, make our hands dry, and by doing this, you're adding some kind of moisture barrier to your product. So you just have to make sure that you don't have a lotion that has grease residue, so it doesn't go on your fabric. I'm like, why the hell does no one say that here? Why I'm not one bag makers. Like my hands will look like I've been working in the salt mines all day. I don't know. It's not the best. So I started using lotion because by Annie. And like they'll tell you like when like just different things that we don't hear here. So I wanted to bring that to Nova's Notions, take some of these really good lessons and apply them to see if it works for us, which they should, and what worked for me, because I didn't know there was adhesive binding. It's a theme in quilting. It's not talked about in garment making, and it's not talked about in bag making. I usually reference these other things to help us do better. But yeah, adhesive binding's a thing. Like you just put it on and it's like a soft stick, and then you just iron it and it's a permanent stick, and then they don't gum up their needles. I'm like, what? Wait, what? Yeah, my hands, if I do an up close, you'd be like, Shinova, you like if you did monkey bars or you played on the jungle gym and you had like blisters and your hands were all messed up, 75% sure that's what my hands look like. Yeah, like well the just different stuff. Like I got my first finger guards because you know how like you open up seams and then you're like trying to sew through them. They have like heat finger guards, and I was like, what the? So I got that. That's a game changer. My hot ruler I use for my card slots, and you will hear that in one of the videos tomorrow. I use a hot ruler. I've I've always used a hot ruler because that's how I would hem and do stuff. So I've always used it. So one day I was doing card slots and I was like, I can never get it straight. I have a metal hot ruler. I have a long one for dresses and for collars, and that's how I get really crisp pockets, like slots, because I use that. But they don't talk about that in bag making. But guess who? Someone else did. And one of the testing groups, Madeline is in there. She's a great sewist, and she's hilarious. You should follow her. She has really good reels, everything. And she's when I met her in Florida, I you instantly have a friend when you meet her. Like she's like a ball of light. I can't explain. She's such a good person. So in the group, she was like, hey, if anyone's having card slots, I use the Dritz him. I'm like, oh my God, I use hot rulers. It was so cool seeing another bag maker use the same tools that I use. So if you ever looking for different notions, go to Nancy's Notions, go to Fat Quarter Shop, go to these places and see what notions they have that can help change your life and what you need. They sell I think at Fat Quarter Shop, they sell like a 32-inch fat hot hem. I have a 24-inch and a 12-inch and a metal one. Those are game changers. I did a review for Sally Tomatoes. She had a wooden, like these wooden tools that not like a clapper, but you can hang your bag over and get into crevices and creases without it squishing. I use those whenever I make cork, canvas, cotton, anything that I can iron. I use those tools all the time. I used it on this. I was able to fold it in weird places to make sure that these rolled out nice and even. I already did a review on those like a year, almost 2 years ago. These tools help us make a bag have a cleaner finish. So wander on over to Quilters because they have some really cool notions, and then they have videos and education that I don't think we really get to have as bag makers, like lotion on your hands before you start a project. So simple. so, so simple. And I never even thought of it until I watched by Annie. I'm like, why does she always put lotion on? like, like, what's going on? Is it like helping with your hands and just cool things? I didn't know about the finger guards for ironing until I watched someone in Garment World make a welt pocket, and when they were chasing the seam open, I was like, wait, that is a game changer. that's like just two fingers. Just go for it. And I'm like, that's pretty awesome. And now I found out about adhesive binding. Yeah, I'm really addicted. I'm about to get some from different people all over different brands because if this works out, we just may have found a game changer back. I need a mini vacuum. I want one so bad. I want to also like bedazzle it because like it's just me. If you come across a mini vacuum that's purple or blue, just send me a link. so gadgets help. Yes, knitters do. Knitters do. Knitter like whenever I make a knitter's bag, I always buy like a nice natural like cocoa butter or shea butter as a thank you gift from someone local here because I know they're just like at the end and the beginning they do that because wool and materials suck out the moisture from our hands. And imagine we are using polyurethane, plastic, the faux leathers. These materials are super porous and they take the hydration out of your hands. They take whatever moisture they can get. That's why I told you that with edge painting, I'm really meticulous. I can use this on all materials except vinyl because this just gets sucked into the little netting in the back because it's porous. It's just like it doesn't have any moisture. So it's just like it sucks it in. And that's why edge coat from Gardini is what I usually use because it sits on top. It's meant for especially the base coat dense. They have a couple different base coats. I always go for dense because vinyl sucks. Like vinyl sucks in the moisture. So there's that. Oh, I know. I seen that on that lady that does the Sizer Silhouette, Cricut, and all those machines. She always uses a baby wipe, and I never even thought about that. I have baby wipes when I do when I'm cleaning up edges of like let's say I got a little edge paint a little on above the edge. I use a baby wipe in my fingernail, not the greatest tool. Or sometimes if my fingernail's not long enough, I'll use a stiletto and I go around the edges. I used to use alcohol, but then when I realized that if it is vinyl, it can take the protecting coating off of the vinyl, like the thing that helps make sure the color stays in, and the color can be removed, and then the edge paint will get sucked in to the area that I used alcohol. It's a messy thing. So if I use a baby wipe around it, I get the excess edge coat off, and then I don't mess up the protective coating on the faux vinyl. Yeah, because I'm an alcohol wipe lover, but alcohol wipes do not like foam vinyl at all. If you wiped with alcohol wipe and you see any of the color, you just remove the protective coating. It's again things we just don't know in bag making. So yeah, I like well in one of the advent calendars, I don't believe last year, but the year before, I got this really cool scrubber mat thing. And once a week, I go in with the Dawn Power Wash. I swear, since that stuff came out, my house uses it for everything: shoes, tables, clean bathrooms, whatever. So I use that. And then I scrub it really, really good. And then I really rinse it off. And then I can kind of see my mat come back to life and all like the fibers that were cut into the mat from like cotton, whatever, kind of just lift up and it helps out tremendously because I was having issues. I was like, I'm gonna have to get a new mat. And then my friend that's a quilter was like, why just you need to clean it. And I was like, I know you're supposed to put in water like in a tub. And she's like, no. And then so she told me what to do and what scrubbers to use, and it's made a difference. Wipes for me, yeah, baby wipes are in my room. I have alcohol wipes in my room. Like if somebody comes into my room, like a CSI person, they'll be like, she has a lot of scissors, a lot of razors, a lot of bucks cutters, rotaries, a lot of blades, and some weird cleaning products. Yes. Oh, the Mr. Clean ones, I'll be like, those magic erasers are a miracle. But every time I have them in the house, they go away because Faith uses them on her Nikes like no one's business. She steps in, and we live in Maryland, so it rains like at least once a week. So anytime she's wearing those and there's any kind of mud, she's like, Mr. Clean singing the song. And I'm like, yeah, they're not free. They're not, they're not free. They were for me in my sewing room. I made the mistake to put him in the other part of the basement, thinking that all his cleaning supplies go there. She also takes peroxide to clean shoes. I'll be like, this is the peroxide in the basement for me because I'm going to accidentally cut my hand sometime this week. So, why are you taking it? So, yeah. Yes, they're awesome for shoe cleaner. Oh, I didn't think about the ironing. That's pretty cool. I used the dryer sheet and all it did is make the room smell really good. It didn't do anything too much on my iron, but the plus size, it my room smell like fluffy soft like for a week because of it. That's a plus, I guess. Oh my gosh, that's a good tip, Gypsy. Yeah, cleaning your mat's super important. So I try to do it on a weekly thing. Like when I'm done with my work on Sunday, I try to clean it and move on. So that way I'm ready for the next day. Because if you use your mat a lot, yeah. And then when I started to I tried this method of putting like this carpet tape to connect um two straps together, and when I would cut around it, it would leave like an imprint on the mat of just like old glue. And I was like, great, awesome. I use Nivea, the heavy thick one that you can like turn the tin around like this and it just won't come out. I use that, and actually Hope uses that now for everything. Like she loves that stuff. So I use Nivea for it. It lasts forever. I don't know why. That tin just feels like it doesn't ever end. So I use that on my hand. But once a week I do a sugar, honey, olive oil, and Dawn soap scrub. Okay, hear me out. So you have salt. You can use salt, but sugar just works better. I put sugar and honey and olive oil, and I just like mix it with a spoon. Then I put Dawn soap in my hand. Kid you not, warm water. Put it in and put everything in there. I'm just scrubbing by cuticles, knuckles, and then my hands are soft for like a whole week. So, and then after I do that, I immediately like slather it with like the thickest lotion I could find, and then I seal it with like kind of like a oil base, like a baby oil. It's the same method that people do with curly hair, like in the curly hair world when their hairs after they get washed, they either put in a leave-in conditioner product and then oil, or they mix it. Like I put an oil in or a leave-in conditioner then gel. It's the same process that you do to kind of do for your hands. Gold Bond is amazing. That is my go-to in the winter. Yeah. So yeah, I do sugar scrubs like once a week on my hands. I know. You know what I like to do? I like to go to Lush in the mall because they always have like really cool scrubs, and then they'll give you samples if you're like, oh, I want to try this. And then I'll get my really cool sample and I'll be like, yes. But then the only problem I have with Lush is sometimes they use like a lot of coconut base or something that I'm allergic to, and then my hands have highs all over. And I'm like, damn it. So it all depends. Yeah, salt will burn if you have a sore. So I just do a sugar scrub. I do it with honey and olive oil and like whatever the kitchen soap is, which is usually Dawn. I should use the castor, it's like different soap. I have really good soaps, but I'm usually in the kitchen when I'm doing this, so I'm just like whatever. It's safe for baby ducks. Okay, so yeah, hey Kelly. So yeah, I'll be like sugar scrub this out, and I do that once a week, and then like that's usually when I paint my nails after I like push the cuticles back and lotion, and that's usually when I do my nails. I'm a creature of habit because I do the same thing with my hair, like, and my kids do too. Like Hope, if I put a camera on Hope on Sundays, you would die laughing. She always wants the most coolest eccentric out like hairstyles, right? Like last week she was rocking like there were twists all over her hair and she had her two afro puffs and she was looking super cute. And so I was teaching her how to maintain it throughout the week with adding moisture with water and resetting the hair and all that. But when it comes into Sunday, because Kendall again, he's a different type of man. He will wash everybody's hair in this house, but he usually washes Hope's because Hope is like, Mom, your hands are so heavy, and then she goes underneath the dryer for deep conditioning, rinse, and then I do a hairstyle for her. And for her hair is extremely long. I do the opposite of mine actually. I put a oil in first because I need to seal the moisture from the water. Then I put a leave-in conditioner, and then I put a like a gel or whatever. It's the same principle with hands and sugar scrubs. I'm really like adamant to my kids about um, healthy skin and how to clean it right and how to exfoliate and all that stuff. Like the same thing with hair. Um, it's just a part of me where I'm a creature of habit and I like having a routine that I know is successful for me. And so now she has it, but on Fridays, like she goes from like 0 to 100 real quick because she already knows. She's like, oh God, my mom's going to detangle my hair. I have to sit underneath the dryer. I have to do like, and like Faith does the same thing, but now she's able to do it on her own. It's the same thing. We have to we work with bags, we're sewing, we're using cotton and all this other stuff. We just need to preserve our hands and make sure that they like are healthy. Our skin is healthy. Yeah, it's if it's safe for baby ducks, I'm just saying. Oh yeah. I love that. I also like buckhorn oil. I like to put that on my hands before I go to bed on my cuticles because I don't know about you. My cuticles are screaming after I turn a bag or I'm messing with cotton. Like my cuticles look like it's sandpaper. And I'm like, ew, this is gross. That's like my cuticle oil of choice right now. My cuticles suffer so hard in bag making, but my skin is really sensitive. And I if I'm out in the sun, I get a heat rash, you're gonna be like, damn Nova, what's going on? Oh, thank you, Gypsy. Good morning, Christine. No, no, you didn't miss it. We're just like talking about lotion. I want to get like there's but I have like a really warped sense of humor. Like I had this bucket and I put the lotion in the bucket. This is how I remember to use lotion every day in my workroom. So it was like a little bucket that hung over my sewing machine and it says they'll put the lotion on the bucket, put the lotion on your skin. And Kendall's like, can you please stop referencing Hannibal? I'm like, it's like what? Silence of the Lamb was everything. So like, yeah, he was like, no, no, no. So yeah, like just lotion your hands. Just do it. It'll save it. Do it before and then do it after and try to do like a weekly scrub. It helps. Every little bit helps. Because we work hard. And you know what I found out too? Whenever I'm working with cork, my hands get a tendency of getting really dry as well. I don't know why. I don't know. I get really dry when I'm working and sewing. So scrubbing once a week and lotion in the morning after I'm done and at night. Yeah, it was such a great movie, right? He was like, "Please, please stop." It was like a blue bucket, and it had like a lotion, but like a Coca. He was like, "No, what do you want from me?" So yeah, that's all I'm doing today. Is I'm going to be going live in Patreon in about 45 minutes to finish up the bag, and then I'm going to do a tester bag, and then I'm just going to hang out and relax with my kiddos. My Hope has a concert tonight. It's like the last couple weeks of school, it's always like all these intense concerts. So we have a concert tomorrow tonight, and then I got to pick her up actually from her she's part of the Rainbow Coalition, and they're like trying to educate people on like genders and all that stuff like that. And she's really adamant about it. And I support her because she's that kid that is going to run for student body. She's that kid that she does like there was a group of kids that were doing some bad stuff with cameras and trying to shoot people like with their cameras without their permission. She did a whole like a petition. None of my kids ever did that effort. Like that's something that I would do, like sign this petition to make this person stop. She's that kid. Like if there's like someone hurting animals, she'll be at the picking line like don't hurt animals. So um I support her whenever she does this, and I'm curious. I want her to run for student body. She's going to be on the news in her. They have a daily announcements through their school, and she's going to be on the daily announcements from June 1st to the June 15th. I want to see it so bad. I'm trying to figure out how I can see it through the school because it's meant for just the kids. Um, so I'm really proud of her. Like I'm she's because she's introverted, but when she believes in something, she's so passionate about it. Like so I'm really excited. I'm hoping that she runs for student body president or like something, yearbook club or whatever. Next year she'll be in eighth grade and this fall, and I'm just hoping because I think she does a lot of things I just don't see. I just don't see. But yeah, she had like 8 petitions going this year. It was really crazy, and she got so many people signing it. She's pretty active. Ah, because what? Yeah, that makes sense, Gypsy. Yes, it is so extra absorbent. Have you ever accidentally spilled water? Like I know they say it's water repellent, but I'm like, is it? Or does it like take what it needs and then when you wipe it away, you just don't feel it because there's moisture inside the cork? You were committed, Jenny. No, my oldest child is Faith. Faith will be a senior this fall. Hope is my middle child. She'll be in eighth grade. And my son, oh my God, we're having his fifth grade graduation like the week next, not this week, but the following week. And he's going to be going to junior high. I'm not ready. I like this whole year has been very emotional to me because it's like the last Valentine's Day party, the last like Halloween party, the last because like there's so many more fun events when you're in elementary school, and it was like this is my last one. Like it was like calm down. I'm not wanting my kids to stay the same age. I'm just missing what I'm used to. Oh, thank you. Yeah, they have 3 Bambinos and then the Loki and Roxy. Loki's a whole different beast on its own. Like he's hilarious though. Um you oh yeah, and one of the like so he's in videos, but I think people don't hear or see him. Like if you did watch the zippy bag, you hear Loki like within the last 30 minutes. Like he's like sitting there just talking to me. And I'm like, every time I film, he'll do something. And see, I before I film, usually I go upstairs, I let him either walk him or I'll let them outside for a long period of time, give them their water, make sure their food bowl's filled up. But then Loki's Loki. So like most of the time, like 75% of the time, he doesn't come down until like 2 o'clock. Um, but then there's those times where he just wants extra loving and he'll just come out of the woodwork. And I swear if you say his name 3 times like Beetlejuice, he appears. Like he's an interesting little pup. Oh, preschool graduations are like the cutest thing ever. Oh man. I don't know. I'm not ready for high school. Like cuz like Faith, like high school I feel like has put 10 years on my life because of Faith. But she's a good kid. She's going to be graduating and she's just very interesting. Like she keeps flip-flopping over what career she wants to be in. I think she's now thinking nurse, but it may change tomorrow. So she's going to be putting, like she's right now filling out grants and trying to figure out what college she wants to. She wants to go to HBCU. Um, there's a couple here in Maryland, and I want her to kind of not be in the same state. I as much as I want her to be with me, because I will helicopter her all the time, but I want her to live. I want her to figure out what she wants to do without any influences of her parents or siblings or grandparents. I want her to experience things that I feel like is very important for young adolescents in college. It's something that I experienced. I was like living on my own and doing my own thing, and I think it made me the person who I am, to create your own personality and not just have personalities adapted by the family in this the comfort. Do I believe it's important for kids to be around their family? Yes. She's always welcome home and she can stay here as long as she wants, but I want her to live and have the true college experience. And I feel like if she stays in state, then will be her fallback. Like, oh, I'm not doing anything this Friday. I'm just going to come home or whatever. I want her to live. So I'm hoping that she picks a school anywhere. I actually kind of want her to go to ones like LSU or something, because we have tons of family in Louisiana. So like she'll be like for certain if someone, and her cousin goes to a school in Louisiana as well. So I want her to live. I kind of want her to go to LSU for also selfish reasons. Oh yeah. I think that like I kind of want her to be a nurse. I think that Hope is going to be working with animals, either doing studies or like she's obsessed with foxes and she knows like everything from like their anatomy, their bone structure, everything. I think she's going to work with animals. I haven't figured out what Kinkin's going to do. He's just a light. Like he's different from the girls. There's an innocence to Kinkin I can't explain. And everyone likes him. Like he's like Kendall. He can walk into a room and everybody wants to know him. Hope, Faith is like that. Hope and me are like, I don't know. We're observers, not talkers. Yeah. Well, yeah, because again, Kendall went to he went to Southern and LSU. I kind of want to have Faith to go there because I they have really good sorority programs and it's a different atmosphere, and I think that she would thoroughly enjoy it. And then she's not that far away from home still. She's only a plane ride away. So, but she is looking in Townsend and different stuff. So I'm curious to see where she goes. I'll support her no matter what she does. Yeah, see, Kendall's from Louisiana, so that's my Louisiana man. I just want to go for the beignets and food. I would go just if you're like, yeah, let's go to Louisiana. I'm like, yes, I'm gonna eat and have some hurricanes. Like nobody business. Yeah, food. Food. I was this close to going to the So Magical and like for Louisiana because I was like, yeah, just the food alone. I mean, sewing and food. You're speaking my love language. So I'm about to hop off and stuff my face and get ready for going live in Patreon. And I will get to talk to you guys all tomorrow. Hopefully, tomorrow, the two bags or bag ish comes out from Ora Rosa and I can show you. And they're really fun makes and they come together fast. So, everyone, have a fantastic day and happy sewing. I'll see you later. Bye.